for a moment. This microphone works good. So first of all, I want to welcome everyone to our end of the month festival and feast. I'm really glad to see so many familiar faces back in the house. So give yourself a round of applause first. Secondly, this takes a lot of preparation, I'm sure you're aware. And the Access to Love patient advocacy team has been going at it for 3 days straight, making this wonderful meal for us. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to mention some of our sponsors tonight. First and foremost, HopeNet and Kathy and Steve. You're going to hear from a few speakers tonight, but one of the speakers made sure we had enough, hopefully enough pasta to feed everybody. And that is our friend Scott. Let's give him a big round of applause. There's a collective that always makes sure that we have a wonderful food pantry here, and that's great Chef Annette Breslin from Bach. And then there's somebody who's been doing this with us the minute they found out about it and realized we were kind of birds of a feather. Let's give a big round of applause for San Francisco Food Not Bombs. A great group that's been feeding people for decades, and we can only hope to fall gracefully in their shadows of doing this. We have gotten the okay from our sponsors to rent this space for the next 6 months. Yay. Which means that we took your name at the front. We're going to be getting you on our email list and on our phone tree. We always need more people to help put this together and help get out the word. I really want to thank every volunteer that's been here since, I think we started going at 1 o'clock today to bring all of everything here. And then I want to give a big round of applause for John Dyer, who's organized a 45-minute wonderful music for us.
Hey, Lee.
Sit over there. Where do you put the cheese? Right here. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Chips and nachos.
Okay.
We have, how many people here live in District 6? Can I get a show of hands? How many people here live in the Tenderloin, south of Market? That's District 6. Let's get some hands up here. Who lives in District 6? Who votes in District 6? We do. And you know what? We got an excellent supervisor in this round. We got Supervisor Jane Kim, who's going to be working with a compassionate community. And here to greet us tonight from the supervisor's office is her legislative aide, Sunny. Let's give a big round of applause. Hey you guys, how are you doing tonight? So my name is
to give some brief words of support for the kind of work that Access of Love and compassionate care providers are doing in the city right now. And, I just really want to acknowledge the work that Shona and her cohorts, I've met some of them tonight, Steve, Ed, Kathy, it was wonderful to meet you guys. Cody, all these people that are working together to create not just a service network for patients here in the city, but also really a political network. And that's really what I think is so impressive about what Access of Love is doing, is that it's about carrying things beyond compassionate care, carrying it into, what are the other issues that we can work with other organizations on, whether it's immigrant rights, whether it's, working with low-income families, whether it's working with the sick and the indigent. It's about creating a political movement, and I think that that's really important, and I think it's something that everyone here should be proud to be a part of. I look forward to seeing you guys in City Hall. We're room 282. The door is always open. I'm usually there very late, and I'd love to talk to anyone that wants to come up and ask me some questions or tell me a little bit about your story. I have to leave probably around 5:45 or something, but I'll be here for a while, so please come and introduce yourselves, and thank you so much for inviting me and having me here. Thank you.
Supervisors themselves aren't important, but the legislative aides, people like Sunny, are the people that work with people to get our goals met. And so now you know who your contact is in City Hall. And she's going to be here for a little bit. If you have a tenancy issue, if you have something that's going on in your SRO, we got to let people know, and people who care move things forward for us. Creating allyships is really how we get a lot of this done. I'm going to ask Ed to quit serving food and come up here and talk to us a little bit about what's going on in the Sunset. We're trying to get Bay Area compassion in the Sunset. We're being blocked by Supervisor Carmen Chu, and I want people to really take note of that, and I want to see how many people are going to surrender to that kind of bullyism. Is there anyone here that wants to surrender?
No!
All right. So what we need to do is February 9th, we're going to have an entire day of action. We're starting Medical Cannabis Week a little bit early, and we're going to be in a federal courtroom, and we'll hear from our friend Scott Field after we hear from what's going on a local level. We're here to protect the people's rights to the people's medicine. This is our medicine. It has always been our medicine. And Ed's making his way up here, and he is one of the sweetest people I've worked with in the cannabis community, so I want you all to give a big hand for Ed. It's kind of short. There we go.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. How's that food? Yeah. Good. What are you doing February 9th? Where are you going to be? I need you at City Hall. Come 5 o'clock. We need to show Carmen Chu at Supervisor District 4 what medical cannabis is all about. She says she saved the children, but what she's doing is she's hurting patients in the Sunset. We need your help. Please be there February 9th at 5 o'clock. Remember, all of you patients, once we get the Sunset Collective open, we're going to remember who helped us. So again, thank you to Shona. Thank you to all of you, and we really appreciate your support February 9th. Am I going to see you all there? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I look forward to. Thank you.
So everybody, I'm sure, has heard of something called selective arrest, right? Well, what we have going on with the cannabis dispensaries is selective permitting. So it's okay if you're near a school in the Mission, but it's not okay if you're near anything in the Sunset. And we really can't have that happen. We let that happen, and we lose. territory. We will not lose compassionate territory. I want to bring up someone who donated most of the wonderful spaghetti that we're eating tonight, and who is also on February 9th facing a trial, but not at our local level, at our federal level. I want to bring up Scott Fields.
Thank you. I guess briefly I'll tell you the story. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Not good at public speaking, but I'll give it a shot. Back in 2004, I had one of the first dispensaries in Los Angeles, who then in 2005, we got raided by LAPD. One of the first raids that's ever happened down there. So we ended up fighting that in court, and we won it because the search warrant was bad. The judge never, for the search warrant, they never told the judge that it was a licensed dispensary operating in California. So then we fought for the return of property, and we won the return of property. So instead of them turning the property back over to us, they turned it over to the federal government. Oh, God. So then we fought it in the federal courts, and we fought it all the way up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And we won it in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is the first time that's ever happened in U.S. history. So about a month before we got the money back, the police department, or the DEA came up to my home and arrested me, my wife, basically my whole family. So now I'm fighting this in federal court, criminal charges, and they brought it up to San Francisco. So I'm looking for support in the San Francisco area, because as far as the federal government's concerned, none of you guys care about this case. That's what they're saying. None of you guys care. Nobody's going to show up to court. Nobody cares. So I'm looking for support. On the 9th, we have just a motion hearing. It's a very small hearing, but what I'm trying to do is rally as much support as possible for every single court appearance. I know that's asking a lot, but this is the largest case in U.S. history. So I'm trying to rally support from everybody. I have a website set up. I think it's at 1:30, but the website's ScottandDiana.com, ScottandDiana.com. Look up the website, and all the information's on there. I have the full docket. It's pretty lengthy. They're throwing everything they have at me. Oh, God. But I feel positive we're going to win this. But I need your support. We could change the law in this case. We could absolutely change law. I changed law with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal decision. I think we could change law on this. What they're trying to say is if they win this case, they're going to take that precedence and close every single dispensary throughout California. And I'm not going to let them do that. So please, please help. Thank you.
First-time public speaking, right? You did a wonderful job, Scott. So, on the 9th, we start off at noon and a big picnic in front of City Hall. Then we shortly go up to the 9th Circuit, and then we end up at 5 o'clock in the Board of Appeals. I think it's really important to show unity. When a case can set precedents to close down other dispensaries like HopeNet, like places that make sure wonderful things happen here.